Hello, 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 and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I loves me some tea. Per and I do have my cup mug here, and you can get you one at lanagscreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do have a QR code right there in the corner, the right hand of the screen. You can get it, scan it, take you right to the shop, get your merch. Leave me a cute message when you get it and take a picture, and I'll reply back. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. And welcome to Reality Roundup, you all. And of course, you see David, my partner, is not here this week, but I am wishing him safe travels as he's off to wherever he is. I know where he is, but yeah, I don't need to know where he is. Just know he's out enjoying himself. But I'm gonna be here. I'm giving you all of my opinions on Reality Roundup, so you get my thoughts and maybe some others. A few people might join me as we go on. So, look, it's gonna be different. Bear with me. I might move around a bit, but we still got it here. Um, but first things first, y'all, please subscribe to this channel because we're giving you all the things that of competitive reality television. We are here all week. We have a packed schedule, and we are giving you everything all the from Big Brother to Project Runway, to Dancing with the Stars, all the things, and everything that we don't cover on the channel, we cover here on Reality Roundup. So check all of that out and give us your feedback and all of that. Please comment on these videos, like, subscribe, comment, hype it up. Give us a boost in the algorithm, if you will, and follow everything. Follow us on all of our channels on the Cup Network. This channel, the Cup Pod, where we talk all things drag and drag race, and then on the Cup ESC, where we are talking about Asia's song contest, European song contest. So all of that's going on. So please follow our audio podcast links. Our audio podcast links and our Patreon are in the description below, as well as all of our socials at the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. And the Cup's Instagram, we have our new Cup Instagram pages at the Cup TV. And so you can go over there and find our schedule so you will know what everything happens that's going on this week. And our schedule gets updated every Monday morning. So check all of that out. So let's get into it because, baby, we have so much to talk about and so little time to do it because, yeah, I'm not going to be here 4 hours, not by myself. But if you saw last week's episode, you know what I'm talking about. But let's get into it. We're talking about our singing and variety shows. And now we will get into our first show, our segment. Of course, y'all know it's America's Got Talent. We are back with Howie and Sophia's callback. Last week we saw Mel B and Simon's callback. And this week we have Sophia and Howie's. And I will say, I enjoyed this callback, but I didn't enjoy the callback because let's start with Howie's. So the contestants are told they're flown back, coming back to LA, and they're going to perform, and nobody's telling them where they're going to perform. They get in and they're told they're going to perform that night at the Laugh Factory that night. So they didn't have time to they come off the road and it's right to get to work. Like, and yeah, sure, you would sometimes you have to do that, but they weren't prepared for this. But it was okay. It was all right for some. Um, let's get into the acts because up first was Nene Royale. It's Royal. I like to say Royale, but it's Royal. Um, Nene Royal. I don't even see what was the point of her coming back. To be honest, I thought she did an amazing job in her audition. That it was no reason for a callback. She should have just went straight through. But anytime we get to hear her again, it's great. She came back, did what we expected, I expected of her to do, which is kill it. And she killed it. She absolutely killed it. Um, it was great. Nikki Glacier was there as his friend to help, but she came on that stage with so much confidence. Well, she was a little nervous, but she got up and once she started playing and singing, it was great. It was great. I it was no point really of her coming back for a callback. She's just that good. She killed it. She was the first person up there. She's in this audience who is, usually, it, it's great. It was absolutely great. I thought she did fabulous. She sang with her heart and she played the hell out of that guitar. She played it. And she got everybody's energy up. It was so good. I was impressed. I loved it. Nikki loved it. Howie was praising her. It really was. It was no brainer for me. Like she should definitely go on. Um, Next was Chris Sosa, and this is where he needs to get his chops. He's in the Laugh Factory. He's a comedian, and I felt like the comedians in this one, both Chris and Daniel, I thought they were good. They were okay. Both of them need to step it up. I'm gonna be honest. I thought that they needed to step it up. The joke that Chris said about the bag cereal, it's relatable. I have bag cereal right now in my kitchen. It's like literally, it was relatable on all fronts. His the whole cornflakes. I thought it was cute. It was funny. Um, it was fine. I really just thought it was fine. I thought they needed to step it up. They needed to be funnier. They needed to. I think the one critique that he got from Nikki Glacier was don't ask like he was talking about being a bartender, and she was like, don't ask the audience if anybody been a bartender. That's a crutch. She was like, that's a crutch. You need to move. Pace yourself. Get your jokes. You don't have to ask people, hey, anybody been bartenders? Woo! You can use that time for getting to the joke. Both of them had pacing issues, but I think they were both funny. With Chris Sosa was funny. Then Daniel Alvarez, I thought he was funny as well, but still, it wasn't the greatest. I thought both of them, their first auditions was so much better, but it needed more. Um, but you could tell that it was jokes. It was things that were funny that they said, and I was like, oh, okay, it's funny. It's funny, but I thought their audition was funnier. Um, Reina Kondo, she, she does impressions. She does all the different impressions. And last time we saw her with the stubbing under their toe, and it was, her impression of the celebrity stubbing their toe. This time she decided to do a storybook, read a fairy tale of some sorts of her time as a personal assistant on the red carpet at these events, and meeting the celebrities, and then them having mishaps, um, and how they would react. And I thought it was funny, but it was just like. I personally didn't need to see her back again this second night. Like I didn't think she should have been in the callback because. But then now that she did do the callback and she did more, she still did two of the same voices, but she added some more voices. And I would have wanted to see all different voices, like every one of them. All your celebrities would be different. So we know you have a range of different voices, but she did. And it was okay. Night Naima and Danielle. Naima Mena. Nyman, the opera singers. This is what pissed me off. Now, I personally, I wasn't on the train with David. David said that he thought they should come back and do the callback, and he liked them, and I wasn't on that train. I was like, didn't need to see them again, you know. But they got the callback, and I appreciate it. So I'm like, okay, well, if they got the callback, let's see what else they could do. Now, I did not like how Howie told them they shouldn't do opera. They're opera singers. How are you going to tell an opera singer not to do opera? That's like telling a magician don't do magic, or telling a comedian don't do stand up, telling a singer don't sing for your talent. This is what they do. And how are you going to tell them that they can't do what they do? I'm like, if you go invite them back, let them be them and you judge them on that. Like, why are you telling them to change who they are? To You shouldn't have invited them back in the first place. I just didn't like it. I didn't think that that was okay. It should have been. You should have let them be. And then they did try to do something a little different, but they didn't even like what they couldn't even come up like. No, they're not going to sing a pop song, or they're not going to sing a blues song or anything else. They're going to sing what they know. And if you don't get it, you don't get it. That's on you. But they did their thing. I thought this audition was funnier than their first audition. I was like, oh, okay. But of course, with Howie saying don't do opera, and then the audience is like, um, people aren't going to get it. If they don't get it, they don't get it. But like, this show is going to have different talents and different things. I thought this was better audition than their first one, but I don't know. To have people just, I wasn't here for it. Bird and Byron, I feel like he's a good singer. She's a good guitar player, and I relate to him so much, the singer, because he sings with his eyes closed. I too sing with my eyes closed. I get that critique every time my sisters and I sing, and she's like, or when I sing with her in the choir, she's like, "You singing a solo?" I'm like, "My eyes are closed. I'm singing. I'm singing. I'm singing," because it's my comfort zone. I don't want to look at the audience, but I think you kind of have to sometimes. And I get why he's singing. He's a little shy. He's feel a little closed up, and that's his comfort place, to sing with his eyes closed. But he has a really good voice. And it just means he just has to get comfortable on stage. He needs to get comfortable in front of people. And I think he can do it. He's a good front man to do it. He just has to get comfortable. And this is going to take a lot of time to do so. But I thought they were good. I thought they were really good. So talented, can sing. I just wanted to be more. Like, what else do you have? Do you have a band that's going to support you? Or is it just going to be you and the guitar player all the time? Like, but Howie made his choices, and he decided that um, Bird and Brian were going to go on. He let Chris Sosa go on, Daniel Alvarez go on, and Nini Royal go on. That means Naima and Danielle and Raina Cato both did not go to the live show. And agree a little, but I feel bad for the opera singers because they were not able to. You were told not to do you. Don't do you. And that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me that they are told not to do them. But Sophia's callback in LA in her house. Beautiful house, Sophia. But we have Betty, no, not Betty, I'm wrong, wrong. Brooklyn, Darrell Moulton, Cameron Marshall, Olivia Beefus, and Vate. Now, we get I my one critique is still tell these people where they're going to be performing so they can adjust their sets or what they were going to do to the place. Because Vatang is a good example of needing to be in a place so that his audition sounds the best at his best. Um, so they're outside in her backyard, beautiful backyard. It's beautiful, but Vatang is doing beatboxing, and so they're bringing all this equipment in. And when you're beatboxing, you want to be inside, so all of the sound can bounce off the walls, and they can hear everything. And it's like, and outside, there's no place for the sound to hit. It's just open, and so it sounds different when he's not inside. And so they're outside, and you got the outside noise, the beach. She's living by the water, so you got the craves, and it's just a lot. It's just a lot. And Fatang did his best. Did Ain't No Sunshine and a lot of beatboxing. It was good. I think his audition in the audition rounds was better, but it was good. It was good. It was not. It was fine. It was fine. Um, then Cameron, who did his magic act up close, magic act, and he's doing his cards and he's flipping. Oh, Lily Pond and Sebastian, somebody, are there to help Sophia Lily Pond. And so he's doing it. They're picking numbers, picking cards. He gives them three cards of their own. I think he did a really good job. His whole thing, he flipped over the cards, and it was about intuition and having good instincts. And their red and red and black cards were thrown out, and he was flipping. It was a good trick. But then he was like, okay, you see, I put the red deck and then the black deck, and all these cards should be black, all these cards should be red. Then we go flip it, and we'll do red deck on this side, black deck on this side, and now all the cards that we put out thus far is gonna be red, and then all of these cards gonna be black. He did all that. Flip over the deck, and he was like, yep, red, 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 red. I mean, black, 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 black. All of them should be red. I mean, all of them should be black. He flips, and there's four red cards in the deck. And when he does that, he realizes with the four red cards, he pulls them out, and they're like 10, 9, 10, 8, something. It's four numbers, four cards, and they match up to Sophia Vergara's birthday. And then I feel like it was a lot of hand-eye tricks, and it was good. It was good. I think he's fine. I just don't know if he's going to be good enough to go against the magicians that they already have in the competition. It's a lot of magicians in this competition. I don't know if Cameron is going to stack up against those magicians in the competition, but who knows? Um, Olivia Beefus and her dogs. I was not impressed by her and the dogs during the auditions. I wanted to see more. And baby, she showed us more. She said, you want more? I will give you more. And I really did appreciate that. I thought she did a really, really great job in this. Her dogs were on, they were ready. It was a little snafu at the end with one of the dogs, but you can't blame her, the dog, and her or the dog for not really being into it. But I think she really proved me wrong. I was like, I can see what you did, and I see the training it takes for those dogs to listen, the hard work, the hours she must put in with them. I thought she did an amazing job. I thought she did really great, and I was proven wrong, and so I really enjoyed it. I really did. Brooklyn, Brooklyn, you sang my song. She came out and she sang Evanescence, Wake Me, Bring Me to Life. I love that song. And she did a piano, the stripped down piano version, which is I like it when the original artist does that stripped down piano version, but I liked it when Brooklyn did it. She was scared because she was having trouble in rehearsals where her voice was cracking, and she was just nervous and nervous and nervous. And she gave nervous off in this performance, though she felt nervous, but then when she started singing, it was like the nerves were melting away. This was a really, really, really good performance from her. I was very happy. I really enjoyed it. I thought she did amazing. I thought she did an amazing job. Now, Daryl Moulton, we had some issues at the hotel because the day before when he met Sophia, he was like, he realized that the space that they were going to perform in was not going to be what he had planned, wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to be able to be done in that space. Um, and so he was like, um, I don't know. I'm gonna have to rethink my whole. I have to rethink everything. And so he was went back to the hotel, started rethinking. Everybody was nervous about what he was going to do. The next day, they couldn't even find him. He was not in his hotel room. He wasn't opening the door. He was just not there. So they left and they went on. So after when they were about to say goodbye, the producers brought over the iPad and said, somebody has to tell you something. So Daryl was like, he's like, where you been? And he was on the iPad and he was like, I really hate to that I couldn't be there. She said, and I wanted to show you something, just if I could do it. And so she gives him permission to go ahead with the act. And so he does it. And he's like, um, I'm gonna do it over the Zoom call. So then he starts talking and going through ask Sophia for and Lele for some numbers, 17 and 3. Um, then he was like, made a list of 100 things he would do if he won $1 million. Um, and he asked Sebastian to first pick a number between 17 and 3. He picked 17. And so he was like, okay, that's good. He was like, I'm going to tell you my 17th thing that I wanted to be done. And 17 was yellow Lamborghini. That's what I would buy if I had $1 million. And so then he was like, and it started acting up. And he was like, what if I told you that wasn't real? I recorded that weeks ago. I knew, before, I recorded that a long time ago before you tell me. I knew what was happening. And you said, I need you, Sophia, go to your front door. And then she goes out to the front door. Who's out there with the yellow Lamborghini? But Daryl. And they are shocked. They were like, oh my God. And the license plate has 17 on it. So it was interesting. It was interesting. It was cool. But she decided to take Brooklyn, which I agree with, Cameron, eh, and Olivia, which I agree with, leaving Batang and Daryl Moulton not on the live show. So, I mean, she said she was too confused by Daryl. And that's like, okay, sure, great. I honestly, I feel like the callbacks were this week was a little, eh. I I agree with most. I feel like some people got screwed because of location or timing or being asked to change everything. But other than that, it was what it was. I personally think that um It was just okay. It was okay. Not my favorite. I'm very happy that now we're into the live shows, and we'll be able to see who's going to go on. It won't. Who's going to go on. And that's it. I'm excited about that. So we'll talk about that more next week. But let's talk Project Runway, because we left off with Project Runway, we were going to see who was going to go home and who's going to go home. We still had the elimination to happen, and it was between Anna, Bobby, and Elizabeth. But we also had to find out the winner because we didn't even know we had the winner. But Naeem ends up being the winner of the week, and I'm like, yes, because he deserves that. Denim look was amazing, and so it was really good to see that happen. Um, I was happy about that, but but we did lose someone. We did lose someone, and unfortunately, it was Elizabeth. Elizabeth is gone. I'm fine with that. I think her dress was tearing up at the parts, and it was a little weird. And I think any of them could have left, and it would have been okay. But whatever. She's gone. There we go. This week was more of a, if you really want my full thoughts, check out my full thoughts and reviews on the recap. It'll be out tomorrow. So go check that out for, the full recap. I'm just going to give you the highlights because honestly, that's really what this show is about. We had some friction between Joseph McCrae, Brian, a lot of them, because of the whole who's going, is the weakest. Um, so there's that. We had some friction. They are now told that they are going to be making a garment for Heidi Klum to go to the Deborah Wells Prada to red carpet, and you have $700, and who the winner is not just going to get immunity and some money, I think, but they're also going to choose the bottom three. So they were like, the Worst Product is a Savage movie, so they go be Savage. And sure, you know. Um, so they go get their fabrics and things. Only thing that happens really is from that point, Jude ends up leaving a lot of his fabric at Mood. He did not purchase all of his fabric. He left it at Mood. He thought he had everything because it was in a pile, but he didn't. And so he had to borrow some fabric, and he borrowed it from Brian, who, sure, he borrowed it from Brian, um, who was interesting. It was interesting because since Jude did call Brian weak last week, and now he has to ask him for fabric, and Brian helped him. It was cool. Um, Naheem had a struggle bus this week. A struggle bus, a real struggle bus. He wanted to do this fabric with some fur trim around it, and man, it was. Christian tried to warn him about how hard this fabric is to cut and trim and things, and he was like, he can make it happen, only to find out he couldn't. He couldn't. He was having a time. Literally 3 hours before the runway, he didn't have anything. He was still cutting the fabric and still trying to do something. Um, the costume designer from Deborah Prada 2 was there and was giving them their critiques. So they did a walkthrough. I think she was helpful. I really do think she helped people. Like, yeah, that won't work. And I think this was the right time for Christian to be very like vocal about things because he has dressed Heidi several times, and so he knows what she likes. He knows what's going to fit her body. Um, and then the woman from Devil's Prada know what the movie is going, trying to be like, and she knows Heidi too. So they were trying to keep them in line. Like I think the biggest one was they helped Brian. He was going to do this dress and have all these little pieces like tacked to it, or it was like supposed to be a fabric. He was going to make some textiles, but they were like, "No, this green that you have is wonderful. Use that." And so he ended up changing it and making a whole dress out of it. The green fabric that he had, it was pretty fabric. The fabric was very pretty. Um, they told Joseph Heidi's not trying to be a caricature. She's trying to rock the red carpet. So don't use these character like buttons and, trim it down a little bit. But, still do that. Bobby was having she just was having a moment. It was bad. Um, but the runway, I liked my favorites this week were B and Jeffrey. Those were my two favorites. I liked Joseph's. I liked Anna's. No, Anna was nice too. I really did like hers. My least favorites were Naeem, um, Bobby, um, Brian. I mean, Jude would be in the bottom. Yeah, maybe I don't know, but Jude wasn't that great either. So I just felt like Juice was safe, and he just did what he normally does. It's safe. It was tailored well, but it was just nothing. Use color, Jude. Use some color. My God, the grays, the blacks. Use some color, man. Brian's was the fabric of Brian's was good. I think the fabric did all the heavy lifting for him because he did. It was I don't know. It was just mm-mm. But of course, Heidi picks that dress to win. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It was, what? What? Okay. You used that dress to win, and sure. But I would have picked B's dress. Honestly, B's was one of the best dress. I felt like it was so much better than Brian's. So much better. But Brian had to pick three people, and he picked Bobby, Naheem, and Jude. Now, Naheem, of course, has immunity this week. So he's not going home. So why did you pick him? Well, he says it was about this week's runway and only this week's runway. And I'm like, okay, sure. But you just setting up Jude and Bobby because one of them going home because Naheem's not. So I feel like it was a waste. But okay, okay, okay. But I think it was a lot of the fact that you called Brian's look, Brian week last week, and I think it was a little strategy. Um, but you was definitely not the worst on the runway this week. Um, but eventually, Bobby was the one sent home as she deserved. Honestly, it was just her time, and for Lana to sit there and act like it was it was pretty interesting. He could do something with that. Okay, but it was all right. It was fine. I This week I wasn't that impressed with Project Runway. I felt like Heidi picking Brian's dress was just, ugh, it was so ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. But she likes being chopped on the runway, and she was chopped on the runway. So, but I just, I really don't know what else to say because I honestly don't get it. I never get it. Um, it is what it is, honestly. I just, sure. Up next, Dancing with the Stars, the next pro. Dancing with the Stars, the next pro. This week we had Daniela is our guest judge and mentor, and they wanted a wow moment. And I felt like the wow moments for these dances, some were more wild than others. And I don't know if I agree with the judges. I said it. I don't know. I did not agree with the judges. So AJ and well, they did the whole let them pick. Last week the girls had to pick the guys. This week the guys picked the girls. Um, and so Alan picks uh Adele right away, and Eric and AJ pick Nina. I mean, picks Selena. And so Selena picks AJ. I mean, picks six. Selena picks Eric, and AJ is going to Nina. And sure, I think this was AJ really wanted Nina because Selena because he doesn't really do contemporary, and everybody had to do contemporary, and he doesn't really do contemporary. So it's kind of I don't know. He doesn't do contemporary. That's just not his thing. And so he wanted to learn from her because she does do contemporary. But she had a, since she previously worked with him last time, she felt like he was more leading. Even though he would have did that this time, she didn't know that. And she didn't like that. So she wanted to go with Eric, who she worked with last week, who had a really, they had a really good dance and that chemistry worked. So she's going to work with Eric. This week, I felt like AJ and Nina battled through a lot of AJ coming out of himself, being a little bit more vulnerable. And I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the vulnerability coming from him, and I enjoyed everything that happened with this dance. I thought the dance was really good. The wow moments, the one that they had to do, the wow moments from that they did, the ones that they chose, they because they went to the Australian zoo too, like okay. So they went to see a lot of animals to get inspiration from that. And they got inspiration from that. They took it and they made their one moment was a koala pose. Well, they hung Nina hung on him and they I didn't feel that to be wild. Like I wouldn't be trying that on like a viral video. Well, I wouldn't try it anyway, but I didn't see a lot of people be trying the koala pose move. Um I thought it was okay. It was good, but it was not too much, not too I wasn't that into it, but yeah, it was okay. But I did like their dance. I did enjoy the dance. I thought it was very contemporary. It moved me. It moved me. It did move me. And that's how I view dances. If it moves me, I like it. And I was moved by all three of these dances. So for me, it would have been like, I don't know. I don't know who to pick. Adele and Alan, I think they did a great job. I think their wild movement was like, they're doing steps where she was stepping on his foot and then he had her up. And I thought they were really good too. Like, I enjoyed their dance. Okay, so all of these dances were good. None of these dances made me feel like I need to watch it again. like I felt in the past weeks. I felt the past weeks, I was like, oh, I watched these dances over and over and over and over again. I didn't watch any of these dances over and over again. I thought they were good, but it wasn't moving. It didn't wow me to the point of, wow, I need to watch it again. It was just like, wow, this is nice. And I felt that way about Adele and Alan. I thought it was nice. I thought they danced well together. They looked beautiful. The lines, they looked like they've been dancing together for years. I really, really enjoyed it. But it was okay. It was good. It was good. And the same thing with Selena and Eric. I thought their dance was good. I thought their quiet moments were great. I thought they had more wow in the moments that they were, ooh, ah, ooh. It was really, really good. I understood why this was such a good dance. But then the judges said they didn't fit the brief. And I'm like, I felt the brief. Some of the moments I was like, ooh, whoa, wow. I enjoyed the wild moments that they presented. But the judges didn't like it. And so they put Selena and Eric in the bottom, which I didn't feel that. I really didn't agree with that. Um, and they sent Eric home, which again, I didn't even think he needed to be in the bottom, or Selena. I thought their dance was better to me than Nina and AJ's, and maybe even Alan and Adele's. I don't know. But Eric went home, unfortunately, and it is what it is. I thought it was okay. Next week is going to be them finally going to be teaching pros or teaching amateurs how to dance. So that's going to be interesting to see who can pull it off. And I'm excited to see it. So, yeah. But enough about the variety shows. Let's get into some social strategies because that's where it's at. Up next, we do have the Amazing Race Canada. It is back. It is back. And I'm excited because we do love some Amazing Race Canada. Um, but the racers were going on about their time in they had to leave from they were leaving from their place and they were going to Petersburg. I'm trying to say what it is. They had to go by plane, train, and automobile. Um, I think it's Petersburg or Peters. I know I'm sounding crazy. I'm looking. I'm looking. I'm gonna make sure I get it correctly. But they're gonna go, and it's a U-turn ahead. They do know that they're going to have a U-turn ahead. Um, and uh, they were going to, do all of the things. So the first thing they're gonna do is they leave. Iman and Beck leave first, and I'm getting it, y'all. I'm just looking up the countries that where they ended up going. Okay, so they were going to Pearson, in Toronto, or from, well, Montreal to Petersboro. I was right. They were going to Petersboro, and they had to fly, and they were going to fly from there, well, to Petersboro, and then they had to go to Pearson Airport Station to go to Union Station in Oshawa, and then they had to take the train from Union Station to Oshawa. station into, and then they had to drive themselves into Petersboro. And so they went to Petersboro City Hall, and only to find out that they had to wait because it opened in the morning. And so when they left when the City Hall, they had to they had to complete three Canadian cottage games: the ladder toss, the cornhole, and the frisnook. Now, I know cornhole, but I never heard of the ladder toss or frisnook. But the ladder toss is literally just throwing this rope and balls on the ladder, and it has to stay on the ring. Now they had to do everything in you know one try in perfect time. Like every time they went up for it, they had to hit the ladder ring on the first go, and then they had to go hit the cornhole on the first go, and then they had to do the frisnook on the first go. Um, Frisnock, which is to knock down a beaver with a frisbee. Um, so you had to do it correctly on the first go each time, or you had to start all over again. So it took a minute for some people. Sebastian and Sasha was like, we're using our express pass because this is the last time they could use the express pass. So they wanted to, no, we're going to use the express pass. Um, so they bypassed the whole task, and everybody else had. And so, which sent them, then you had to get your next clue, go over to Rogers Cove to receive their next clue, which sent them to the U-turn, and they had to go vote for that U-turn. So once they got over, everybody was finishing. Everybody was, telling him like who we wanted, and Keisha and Nova already had a vote against them for the U-turn because that was their speed bump. Their speed bump was to have a vote used against them. Now they went and told everybody about, please don't vote for me. We already had a vote. Da, da, da. I don't know if I would have told them if that was the case, but I don't know if I would have said something. But they decided to tell everybody, don't vote for me. We have a vote against us, and people were like, oh no, no, we won't do that. We won't do that. Um, And so it was like, okay, well, so when they get to the first board, well, they were on the train and they were talking about because both flights were like, they had two flights, which were like 15 minutes apart. And then the train was actually 15 minutes apart. So the people on the first train all got together and was like, hey, because Liz and her sister, and I did not make the slide for that. I made the slide for that, but I didn't. Uh, it didn't come through, but I'll get it up before I get there, before we get to the end. But anyway, um, Liz, they were like, you don't want to vote for us because we're the two strongest teams. We're just gonna get it, knock the U-turn out anyway, and it'll be a waste. So if we all get together and vote for Keisha and Nova, that would make more sense, right? Right? And they were like, well, and two of the teams, the mother and son team, they were like, well, we already said we wouldn't, and they were like, well, it makes sense if if we're all together and then you use it on us, we're just gonna be right there with you, and if you struggle, you know, if you're struggling and we pass you, it makes sense, right? And I'm like, and they're like, you know what? It kind of do make sense. So yeah, that makes sense. We will vote for Keisha and Nova at the U-turn board because yeah, we will do that. And Felipe and Cara were like, well, we were going to vote for you, Tina. Tina and Liz. But if you say if that makes sense, if y'all promise not to vote for us in the next go round, we will promise to, you know, stick with you guys this time. And they're like, yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I'm not saying that they're lying. I don't know these people. I don't know if they're lying or not. They could be telling the truth. But it was interesting that they decided that that was going to be the deciding factor. And so they did it. They all went on and voted. The next train was like, yeah, we voting for the strongest players in the game. It's going to be Tina and Liz and Iman and Beck because they're in the front of the pack. And so they're like, yeah, that's what we'll do, blah, blah, blah. And they did. They voted that way, the way that they wanted. And so when everybody finished the uh the um the games, they got their next clue, and it was the detour leg, of course, because it was the U-turn lane. And when they get there, it is revealed that Keisha and Nova, Iman and Beck, and Tina and Liz all got U-turn. All of them gets U-turn because, yeah, all of them gets U-turn. It was 2 votes a piece against Tina and Liz and Iman and Beck. And so they get it. And then, of course, Keisha and Nova have the most votes. And so they get it. And it's it's a 3-way U-turn. And I'm kind of like, oh, okay. I'm kind of here for it. I do. I do. I'm kind of here for it. So it's a 3-way U-turn, and they all get to do this. So the detours was a choice between inside or outside. The inside teams had to choose a written description of 2 canoes and search the Canadian Canoe Museum for the matching canoes to receive their next clue. Now, that seems easy, but it's a whole lot of canoes in this city, like in this museum. It's a lot of canoes. And outside, the teens had to paddle a canoe through a course on the little lake within 7 minutes to receive their next clue. Now, of course, everybody chooses the inside, and that's probably what I would have chosen. But then Iman and Beck, Tina and Liz, and Keisha and Nova are all going to have to eventually do the outside. And so when they do that, everybody is doing pretty good, having some trouble finding the some of the canoes. Some people had real trouble finding the canoes. Um, yeah. So let's bring that up because I told you I'll go get it. But yeah, Satya, not Satya. Um, Tina and Liz and Iman and Beck, they get out pretty early. They do their first things in Soraya. That's the name I was trying to say. They get out pretty early, finding the canoes. They find the canoes, and then they have to do the boat. It really was no big deal for Iman and Beck to complete this course in 7 minutes. They did it pretty fast. Tina and Liz had a little bit of trouble. The first time they fell in the lake, and they was like, oh gosh. Um, Everybody else fell pretty much into place with um, even though Amin and Sarai had problems even at the first situation. Amin could not hit that beaver off that ladder, and it was like, oh my gosh. And it was crazy because Soraya was like, it was like, I'll do it. And she hit it on the first time. She tried it. I'm like, oh, why didn't y'all try that ages ago? Like the first three times that he didn't get it, I'm like, let me try. I can't do no worse. But so they had trouble at the first leg of the first part of the challenge, and then they was having some trouble finding the canoes and whatever. But so after the detours, the teams had to drive to the Ontario Turtle Conservation Center and clean a snapping turtle's habitat to receive their next clue. Now, if I didn't have to touch the turtle, I'd be fine. But I'm not an animal person. David would touch all the turtles. I would touch no turtles, but we can clean that out. Everybody cleaned it out really quickly. It's just like cleaning out the little cage, cleaning them up. It was fine. And then the Arjuden assist came into play at the next one where the teams had to drive to the Kawathra Kawartha Dairy Company, where they had to memorize ice cream and butter tart orders and make deliveries to three locations using a rickshaw to receive their next clue, which directed them to the pit stop, Lot 31 of Trent Severn Waterway. The assist clue was found by Michelle Mateo and allowed them to make one delivery instead of three. Now, some of these places were really, really far, and some of these places were really, really close. But what I loved about this whole thing, about this, like the whole town was in on it. People were sitting outside, like cheering them on as they were riding through the streets. And it was a cute little town, and cute little people were nice and friendly, and it was nice. It was really nice um to to see that. But in the end, um everybody was very, very happy to see them in their town, and it was lovely to see them cheering them on or whatever. But uh first place came in, and it was uh Sasha and Sebastian. They won a trip to Chile, so that was good on them. Iman and Beck came in second. Uh, Felipe and Clara came in third, I think, and it was Tina and Liz, Michelle and Mateo, Amin and Soraya, China and Shayla came in seventh, and Keisha and Nova came in last place, and they were eliminated from the race. And I saw the writing was on the wall for them last week. They could have overcome this if the people didn't U-turn them, which it would have been nice. But this isn't a nice game. This is just a game that you have to take the lumps when they come. I didn't like how Keisha just was like the first time they fell out, they were doing the pokes and then the paddling, and they fell out, and she just started crying. I think she felt so defeated. She just started crying and was like, oh, I was like, suck it up. But the writing was on the wall. And unfortunately for Keisha and Nova, it was the end for them. So, eh, sorry, Keisha and Nova. Up next, we have Big Brother. And you can go check out all of our live shows and everything, all the recaps we did this week on the channel. I'll put them up there for you all to see. I put up there. But yeah, it was interesting. This week was the week of Lala, the week of Lala's reign. And she got her target. She didn't get her main target out, but she had two targets and she got one of them out. It was an interesting week of a lot of Haley self-loathing. She's like, she had the worst weeks ever, and this just topped it off. She was a have-not, and she was on the block. Uh, and it's like, all right, girl, if you feel. I mean, it was a fun week for me because I got to watch. I enjoyed Lala's reign, but I felt like she got out her target. Um, I enjoyed her getting out her target. Um, I enjoyed the leading up to the target getting out. Kamala winning the veto and deciding not to use it on either Chuck or Haley was a very shocker for a lot of people. Not me, because you watched Live Feeds. If you didn't watch Live Feeds, it was probably a shocker to that. But he decided not to use it, and but then Haley went and won the blockbuster. Good for you, girl. This is you had the opportunity to win twice to get yourself out of trouble, and she took it and she won. And eventually, Chuck was gone. I'm not shedding a tear that Chuck is gone. I'm not even mad. Chuck was being very disrespectful to both Lala and Taylor this week. And I didn't like it. And the fact that, and everybody wants to be mad that Taylor told him that he stinks, but girl, so what? You stink and you need to fix it. And I don't think there is a polite way to tell somebody that they stink. Every part will be rude. It's like, you stink. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. I really enjoyed this week. I thought it was fun. And I think this is going to be a very interesting week as well because we do have a new HOH and it is Yash. And nominees are Angela, Dee, and Haley. Haley is the target, but some new developments have happened in this house, which is crazy because Dee, of course, has the BB bribe. She tried to bribe Yash to give you $5,000 to not put me or Angela on the block. Yash said no. She said, okay, well, what about me? Well, you can keep me off the block for a week if I give you $5,000. And he said no because he doesn't trust her. He's like, she's crying. He didn't like that was the one in control of the flips on Lyric and didn't want to tell him. And then the flip against Haley, even though that didn't happen, but she wanted it to happen. It could have happened. Um, but then you're going to come in and say, but put Haley on the block this week. You didn't want her out, but you want her on the block this week. He just doesn't trust her. But Rick Devens also has a diamond power veto. And he is planning on using the diamond power veto on Dee and taking her off. And at first he said he was going to nominate Taylor in that place. But now he's talking about nominating Kamu in that place. So interesting. So if he does it, and now the veto players have been picked, and Kamu was not picked for the veto, it was Barrett and Melody. And so, yeah, there is that. So if Barrett wins, he's probably going to use it to take off Angela, or D, and then Rick uses his to take off D or Angela, whoever Barrett doesn't pick if Barrett wins. And then the replacement nominee will be whoever Kamu picks, or whoever Devin picks for one will be Kamu, and then whoever Yash picks, probably Drew or Mallory. So it's a possibility that none of the icons go home on Yash's HOH would be kind of sad. Um, but then if Kama goes home, I wouldn't be that mad either. To be honest, it wouldn't be that bad. Um, but it would be sad for Yash because his HOH didn't go the way he wanted it. But please go vote for the B cap time capsule. Give it to Taylor. That's my 2 cents on it. Um, but yeah, this week is going to be very interesting. We'll probably have Vito win a winner for Vito in a few hours from now. Well, yesterday because it's Sunday now, but a few hours we would know everything by now who would have the veto, and but you watch us on Monday and you'll find out who has the veto, who won the veto, and what's happening with that veto, what eventually happened. So yeah, there's that. So you definitely want to check that out on Monday. But yeah, Big Brother is turning out to be pretty, pretty interesting, if I must say. But enough about that. Let's move on to the Traitors Australia, shall we? This was a crazy week. Crazy, crazy week. I if you really my full thoughts on recap is going to be up, so you can go check it out. I'll put it up there right now. But um Cam had a chance to come back to this game, and then people told him no. Oh, that's my big point of this. I feel so bad for him. He never even got a chance to play the game, and when he was going to get a chance to play, they said no. Even though if him coming back in the game was going to add $10,000 onto this plot, they said no. We don't want you to come. We don't want anybody to come back in the game. I was like, oh my god. But Manaki went home. They murdered Manaki because he was on to them. Um, they murdered Manaki. They banished Cosma, Cosmia, Cosmia, Cos. I'm sorry, Cosmia. They banished her because she said she wanted to know who Malaki said was those 6 people in that room. Who was it? Which one of you was it? How many people was it? 6 people, and 3 of them were traitors. But yeah, they murdered that. They banished that girl because They said she was acting too extra the in the breakfast area. Henry decided he was going to go after his target, Kirby, and then he thought, and the twins, because Kirby and the twins have to be traitors because Kirby remembered one twin's name and couldn't remember the other one, or she was acting like she couldn't, but they was all chatty, and it was that was his big evidence. But he wasn't gonna tell nobody until he got to the round table, and then when he got to the round table, that evidence turned into a mountain full of nothing, and so nothing evidence. So interesting. It really amounted to nothing because Cosimo was still voted out and banished. And then they decided they couldn't murder the next day because Australia traders put in a twist. We go put 4 people on death row. And so the 4 people that they put on death row were Reese, Gamble, Rachel, and Claudia. Is her name Claudia? I think her name is Claudia. Um, but yeah, they were going to put them on death row. And, you know, okay. So all the people are there the next day, and they were going to go off to do this mission because the people on death row will go do the mission. Yeah, it's a lot, and like it's crazy. Reese ends up winning that challenge, and um, yeah, it was Claudia. The Reese wins that mission. they get $6,000 in the prize pot. And so between Claudia, Rachel, and Gamble, one of them were going to be murdered. And but before we get to the murder, we got to get to the banishment. And everybody's already like, okay, Henry, you're doing too much. Henry, you're doing too much. You come out blazing against Kirby and the twins, and it's probably you. But there is a difference, an opinion, because Alex, who is a traitor, has this gotten this idea from AJ, who knows that Kirby is a traitor. He's like, I think she's protecting me, and so I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna let it be. But AJ's like, the people who are really giving us, making this difficult is Dicko. And y'all talk about bad faithfuls. I feel like he's a bad faithful. I personally think he's a bad faithful. But he doesn't care about hunting for traitors. He doesn't want to do that. He's like, I just want to get people out the game and it's more, numbers for us. And so I'm like, that's a strategy. I don't know if that's my strategy, but that's a strategy. But he's just really leading people down the wrong path and like really just saying a name and sticking with that name. And you don't know any evidence against them. And he's like, I don't care. It's not about evidence. I don't care. Um, and so she's like, and he tried to invite her into this LSD alliance. It's like 8 people in this alliance. It's like, oh, okay. But then the people who were left out of the alliance is like, wait, y'all all a part of this alliance? Everybody raising their hand. Who in this alliance? And they raise their hand and they're like, oh, so not we're not invited. And so they feel a type of way about that. Like, you go start an alliance and you just not go include me. And then all of a sudden, all these people, you just pick a name randomly and just all y'all just vote. We don't like that. And so it really became a Dicko versus Henry. Because Dicko's group was go vote for Henry. That's who both they would go vote for. And then the other side was like, and we had some rogue votes because Rachel got some votes because she didn't. She was. She came out and was like, well, um, Chrissy, you said that you was gonna put a rogue. That you would go tell people you were voting for me, but then you said you're not voting for me. And she was like, yeah, because I was using you as a decoy to not vote, but I was gonna, tell people that's what I was voting for. And so she didn't like that. And she was like, I think you're a traitor for doing that. And so Chris is like, wait, I was trying to protect you. I don't think, you know what? You disrespect me. I'm coming for you. I'm going to write your name down. I had a name in mind, but I'm going to, screw that. That's what I'm going for. And it's you. So I'm going to write you down. It was a very emotional vote. It wasn't necessary. So Rachel got a vote. Uh, and then Henry decides he's going to stick to his guns and he's going to vote for Kirby, even though nobody else was voting for Kirby. I think she did get another vote, but most of the people voting for Dicko or Henry. And Henry should have used that vote to vote for Dicko to save himself, but he didn't. He went against all of that and was going for his guns. He was sticking to Kirby, and that's what he was going to do. And Kirby, of course, is like, but when Rob was for Kirby, but now he's not because he felt like Kirby gave emotion. So she swayed him. So good for Kirby, but Rob dumb. Um, she swayed him. But the vote came down. It was on Henry. Henry got the votes. Henry's gone. And Kirby is upset with Alex for going against Dicko because she wanted to keep him. And she feels like Dicko is trying to keep Kirby and Alex is going against him to try to break so people could go against her. So I feel like some trader on trader information, trader on trader action is going to happen soon. It's some things going down. I don't know. I just feel like this is a very interesting season, an interesting group of people. Um, and I don't know. I don't know how to view this. So who really knows? But go check out the full recap to see all the thoughts between myself and Ree, because we definitely had some thoughts. But let's get to some news. Big Brother's 1000th episode will air on August 27th with a 90-minute episode, and there will be an interactive fan vote to select surprise appearances from former house guests. And the episode will look back at memorable moments before the live eviction and unveil its biggest twist of the summer. They are promising a lot with this, so I'm excited to see what happens on August 27th. In sad news, Tyler Duckworth, two-time champion of the challenge, has passed away at the age of 44. He was reportedly found unresponsive in his bathroom. The cause of death has not yet been determined. It's very, very sad to see. And prayers and thoughts to his family, and my condolences go out to his whole entire family. Um, the official cast for Oh Lord, hold on, y'all. The official cast for The Amazing Race and The Traitors New Blood has been confirmed, and I'm going to show it to you. We're going to show it to you, but oh, here we go. This is the cast of The Traitors New Blood. It looks like a exciting group of people. It's no celebrities. These are just regular, regular people out to get the money. And I think it's going to be so interesting if these people came to play, and I know they will because there's some money involved. I think this is going to be an interesting season. It's going to come out September the 17th, and you bet your bottom dollar we will be watching it. And then the cast of The Amazing Race season 39, which I'm also excited about. Amazing Race is my show. I love watching Amazing Race. So I'm excited for this season as well. And really quick, I forgot something. Y'all, rankings. David ranks everybody. Drew, Lala, Melody, Taylor, D is in his love category, along with Mallory, um, Devin, Barrett, and Angela in the like. Yash is fine, Kamu is meh, and Chuck and Haley can get out of his house. And my rankings are Lala, Taylor, Lala, and Melody are my loves. My likes are Yash and Mallory. My fine are all the icons and Barrett and Drew. Barrett, this is not looking like a good week for you with me, but you chose your side. I don't really particularly care for that side, but Bear, I still like you in real life. Yeah, Kama was in my meh, and Chuck and Haley can get out. So there is that, but that is all I have to say about that. So instead of talking more about that, let's get to some drag shows, shall we? Hey, we are here. I'm talking about Drag Race France. France! And it was makeover, 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 makeover. Honestly, y'all should definitely go check out the recap for Drag Race France over on our sister channel, Drag at the Cup Pod, because they have all the takes and looks or whatever. I'm just gonna give y'all my quick takes and what I liked about the makeover challenge. Of course, all makeovers for me, it always are very hard, like tugging at your heartstrings. But this one was even more because they had makeover the people who are going to be makeover from the La Refuge, which is a place for teen, for the LGBTQ plus community, um, and people who who needed homes and a safe space. And I love that. They are, it was beautiful to see. It was some great people. Like I found these teens, these people to be the most fashionable makeover people. It was fun to see. Um, Heartbreaking moments, how they ended up on the streets and how they ended up, being refugees and all of that. It was just touching, heartbreaking. I love these shows. I love the makeover challenge for these reasons. We found out a lot about each of the contestants and each of the people who they were making over, and it was just nice. But my favorite looks of this week was La Harpy. I think her and her person doing no, Miss La Harpy was good too. Yeah, she was one of my favorites. But then I can never say her name. Miss, it starts with an A, girl. I can't pronounce it. I'm so dumb. I can't pronounce it. Miss LA. Oh my gosh, I cannot pronounce it. But y'all know who I'm talking about. Emma. Oh gosh, I cannot say it. I cannot say it. I cannot say it. But she did the Kardashian Jenner. She did Kylie and Kendall on the red carpet with the orange and at the Met with that orange and purple looks that they did, and it was the reason I liked them so much is because I felt like you couldn't tell the difference between the real drag queen and then their makeover partner. I think both of them, she made her partner look amazing and stunning. And same with La Harpe. I think they did such a good job. It was so fun. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the lip sync between um it came down to Daisy, Super Bitch, and oh gosh, I'm seeing them. I'm seeing them and was like, who was it? Because literally I watched it right before this. Let's see. Let me look. Let me look. Let me look. Um, it was eesh. Oh, her. What's her name? Sublime. Oh, good lord. Sublime and Daisy Super Bitch. Yeah, it was Daisy Super Bitch and LeBlanc in the bottom two, and they had to lip sync for their life. And the lip sync was beautiful. It was just beautiful. It was touching. It was beautiful. It was a ballad, so they just had to sing and emote energy, and it was beautiful. I thought it was great. They did a beautiful job, and thankfully nobody sent home. I knew nobody was going to go home when Nikki got up from that table, but nobody went home. It was a beautiful time. I thought it was a great episode, and I really did enjoy it very, very much. So I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And yeah. So now we're going to get into Canada's Drag Race All Stars. But you know what, y'all? I'm tired. I am tired of talking by myself. I'm tired of being alone. I'm tired. So I'm going to call in the big guns for this one. River's here.
Hello, 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 hello.
Yeah, y'all know I couldn't. I have to have somebody with me this time. I can't just do it by myself because I don't want to do it by myself. I need somebody to talk to. So, River, thanks for joining me again this week.
So happy to be here. I love it.
Absolutely, absolutely, we love having. And so, let's talk about this finale of
Hmm.
Canada's All Stars because it was so good. It was really good, and I'm very happy with the results. We've been new. Look, we've been
Right.
new.
Yeah.
But let's talk about it. So we start off with the final four. They're excited, but what? Not the final four. We don't start off with the final four because we just really get the recap, and then they say, "Let's get on stage," and they bring out all the girls. Bring back my
The,
girls.
I love when they do a final runway with everyone. Love it.
Yes.
Because
So
I will say the finale is usually my one of my least
least
favorite
favorite.
episodes, if not
Mhm.
my least favorite, depending on the format. But anyway, we'll get into it.
So, what was okay? So, let's give me your highlights because that's what we are. We're a highlight show. So, your favorite looks from the eliminated queens runway look. Who had your favorite looks?
Pythia. I mean,
I
is that
mean,
even hello?
uh,
But I will say I also really enjoyed Nira. I thought it was so beautiful, just so
well, see,
stunning.
that's
Like, you know,
eliminate. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the final four.
well, yeah,
Eliminated
I'm just saying,
queens.
yeah. But Thea, it was
Yeah.
the one. Yeah.
It absolutely was the one. I was like, Pathia said, all you girls, please recognize the greatness right now because that's what that was. She came out and was fierce. I also liked Michaela's. I thought she was really good too. I thought she was really pretty. Jackie surprised me. I was like, Jackie looks good.
Everyone looked good,
Everybody looked
honestly.
good.
Yeah.
Everybody looked good. Nobody had a bad look. So I was very happy. Now the final four.
Mhm.
Who was your favorite?
See, that's what I mean. It was Nira
Mm-hmm.
because here's the thing. It was quote unquote simple, but it wasn't
Yes.
really because the fabric, like to the fit, everything, the styling, everything adds to it for me. And so
Mm-hmm.
to me, it was just so stunning.
Absolutely.
I did enjoy Aurora's, but the fact
Mhm.
that her hair was not black, because I like the styling, but Aurora is just like her thing to me is the black hair.
Yes.
If it was for any other runway besides like first or last, or like something that needs to be like the her branding or something,
Mhm.
then I wouldn't mind. You know what I mean? Because it did look good
Mhm.
with the outfit. But it just threw me off because I'm like, I just see her with the black
Black
hair.
hair.
Anyway, but it was also really nice.
Yeah, I think all the final four did really well on their final looks because
Yes.
everybody did good. Like even
Mhm.
everybody was great. Like they showed out for this runway. But I agree with you about the black hair for Aurora. I think that was the only thing because I melt for an Asian woman or Asian man with black hair. It's just it makes me melt. I love that look on them. It's just
Yeah.
tea. And so if she would have had that hair, I would have been like, oh,
Because
I
of
would have
the
just
contrast that it has with this with the like fair skin and then with the
yes,
rest of it, I don't know. It would have shown the details of the hair as
gold on
well
top.
more if it was black with anyway,
Yeah,
but
I
beautiful.
feel that way. I feel that too. I think it was really good. But Nira and Jada had my favorite two looks on the final four. I just really enjoyed it so much. But like Sammy and Aurora, just they all did really well. It was really good. So I love the mini reunion.
Yes.
I like the reunion. I love that everybody got the stuff off their chest that they had to get off their chest about the season. Um, I enjoyed all of that. I enjoyed all of that.
I just want to say that I really enjoy when they do unless it's a season that has like a lot of drama and deserves its own reunion episode. In
Hmm.
general, I like when they do like a mini reunion that is part of the final episode, because
Yes,
usually the final episode is more fluff than anything else, right?
yes.
um So and I do like the finale to be like the book end of the season, and so
Mhm.
to bring everyone back with the runway and then this, I think it's
Mhm.
perfect.
I do too. I thought it was really great. I enjoyed
Yeah.
every bit of it. But my favorite part of this whole thing, and I've said, I think I've never seen this done before, and it could be my lack of drag race knowledge, but the fact that they made them do a five-way lip sync,
That was
that
crazy.
was so good to me. I
It was
enjoyed that.
insane, but I loved it. It was
It
so
was
entertaining. It was so good.
insane. I was like, oh, and then just
Eliminating them one by one,
one
and
by
they
one.
have to stay on
Oh, just
stage.
stay on stage and sit. Oh
Oh
my,
my god.
I loved every second of that. I was like,
Hmm.
please give me more of this. Like every franchise do this. Like I need more of this. It
Yes.
was so good. And my favorite
So
reaction,
unserious.
so unserious. My favorite reaction came from Pathia when they called her there. She was like, yeah, thanks, good. Like, please, please spare me.
When they
Give me.
didn't eliminate her first, you could tell that she was mad. She's like,
He was
really?
like, really? I'm really standing here doing nothing. Like, please,
I'm
like,
begging. Please.
please get me out of here. Take me out of my misery. I don't want to do this. It was
Yes.
the
Yes.
funniest thing ever. But
Also,
the rest,
before I just want to go back quickly because I remember one thing that I didn't like that they did in the reunion part is asking the eliminated queens to plead their case to be miscongeniality. I'm like, what if they don't want to be congeniality? They have to fake. That was so like, I don't know. It didn't add anything to it, except for Pathia. Instead of like pleading for herself, she said, "Vote for Jackie." I
yeah,
love that moment.
I
That was
did
great.
too. I did too. I was like, she was like, Jackie getting my vote. I think y'all should vote for Jackie. And we
And then
saw how
she
that
and then
turned
she
out.
said why as well. Like you
Right.
should vote for Jack because of this. Yeah, love it.
It was great for me. Yeah, but no, I didn't like the pleading because, like, I'm not going to plead for Miss Congeniality. If you think I'm congenial, you'll vote for me. If you don't, you won't.
Right.
But I love that Michaela won the lip sync and she got $2,500. Good for her. Um, Miss Congeniality did happen, and they ended up giving it to Juicebox.
Yes.
I was like, wow, period. She go from pork chop to winning Miss Congeniality. We love that for her. What a journey Juicebox has been on in this drag race world. So I love that for her. And babies are not cheap, so thanks. She, you know, I
The money
love.
the money is going towards diapers and we know it.
Uh-huh.
It's good.
And
It's fine.
we love it.
Love
We
that.
love it. Um, but when we get to the final four lip sync battle for the win, we see that they have two songs on stage. Man, I Feel Like a Woman by Shania Twain and Come Get the Feeling.
Cut to the feeling, I think,
Cut to
is
the
the name.
Feeling. Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, oh, I don't really know that song. But they had two songs on stage. And Sammy got to go first because she won the first part of the Miss Compton, uh,
They
the
went in order
of the who won the pageant. The pageant
mhm.
wins and was that. So Sammy got to choose first. And she picks Man, I Feel Like a Woman. So I'm like,
Smart.
okay, that makes
Makes sense.
sense. That makes sense out here. And Aurora goes next. And she picks Man, I Feel Like a Woman. And I was
And,
like, that
mhm.
makes sense.
But okay. And then it cuts to confessional and says, I don't know if it was in this moment exactly, but then in confessionals, Aurora said that she's not gonna pick the song, she's picking Sammy because she thinks that she can beat Sammy in any song.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they go back to get ready, jumping ahead a little bit, then they ask and she says, oh no, I picked that song because I do that song often. And Jada was like, no, she doesn't. Like, just say it. It's fine that you chose the because you want to go against Sammy. It's fine.
Aurora's
Like,
just she's trying to be so nice and politically correct. She just don't want to
Jada
say
clocking was so funny. She's like, no, she doesn't.
Aurora,
I
because Jada
never
knows
saw her do that
Aurora.
song in the
Look,
brunch.
Jada knows Aurora. Jada has booked Aurora. She knows That is not part of your repertoire, girl. What are you talking about?
Now we're
You
just
picked,
lying.
right?
So now
You
we
picked
lie.
it just a lie. You picked it because you think you can beat Sammy. So just say that. Just say that. I mean, she said it in her first confessional, but say it to her face. Say it to her face.
And then psych her out because then it's possible that you can like get to her confidence a little bit because
Right.
give it to us. Come on, we don't care.
Right. But um, Sammy and Aurora's going to go against each other, and Nira and Jada are going against each other, and
By default.
by default, they didn't have a choice. They didn't have a
Jada said no
choice.
choice. You ain't
No
got no choice.
choice. So we see the first lip sync between Sammy and Aurora. Now, me personally, I thought it was closer than Aurora thought it was going to be because Sammy, in her way, Sammy gave what Sammy does, like campy, funny, but she knew the words. She was on it. She knew. I thought it could have been some weird world that Brooklyn would have been like, Sammy, because you made me laugh.
Look, I have an opinion.
Okay.
I have something to say.
Okay.
Here's my thing. This is what before I say what I'm gonna say, my least favorite finale format is the lip sync for the crown. This kind of for
Hmm.
like because I think the correct person for this specific season, I think the correct person was crowned.
Hmm.
I don't think she won this lip sync.
I don't
But it would not have made sense for Brooke
do.
to not put her through
Yep.
because she was the clear winner of the season. But
Right.
in my opinion, it wasn't close. It wasn't a slam dunk, like obliterated. No, I think Sammy to me clearly won. Aurora
Hmm.
did okay. It was a solid lip sync, but to me, it had nothing to do with the song.
No.
The energy was it. No,
No.
just
No.
it's not. Sammy gave me the energy of the song, the
Yep.
feeling that I feel when I listen to that song.
Yep.
That is the way Sammy performed is how I feel every time I listen to a song. Anyway,
Yeah.
but Aura didn't do bad.
No.
She knew the words. She had good moves. It just did not go with it.
Nope.
It just clashed. But it was correct that she was
Moved on.
into
Mhm.
she moved on to the final and won. But
They were
I don't like the
setting.
format. That's it. Nothing against the queens. I don't like this format.
No, I think this is it's funny because I agree with you. I think they had this whole thing set up and they had who they wanted in the top two, and they wanted us to get a lip sync of the year with the showdown that they were going to put. They've had it. We've seen the story written already when it was Nira and Aurora talking about if we ever lip sync again, it's a battle between a battle we had before. It's a rematch and da da da. They've been leading up to this whole time, and so when even though I don't think Aurora won that lip sync, I think it was more Sammy won the lip sync. I think Aurora was solid, but I was like, the energy is off. Is something not right? Is something not going on? Yeah, Sammy won, but that's not how the story was written for it to
It
go
wouldn't
down.
have
And
made sense
wouldn't have
if she.
made sense for it to be
And I
Sammy
love
and
Sammy. We were both like Team Sammy for like we
yes,
love, but
I love Sammy. I picked in my draft. I was like, yes, Sammy. But I just didn't feel like that was the story for her that they written for her. And yeah, it was like because what will y'all go say Sammy and against Nero, or it would have had to be Sammy against Jada for it to be like to make sense. And that wasn't gonna happen. So
yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, Sammy did not win, and Aurora. Well, unfortunately, but yes, fortunately,
Well,
Aurora
yeah.
won.
Before we go to the next lip sync, I just want to say something. My issue with production is if you're gonna do it this way, then why don't you have the two songs that are possible to be chosen to be in the wheelhouse of the person that you want to move on? What, what? Just do a different song and then make
Yeah,
her, and it's fine. Like It's just the choices of production just piss me off because, like, what are we doing anyway?
Right.
Like, such a great cast, and then they do this shit. Like, please.
Yeah. It was that, and it was just crazy. But also,
But
Nira
the lip sync
and
was good. It's
lip sync was good.
at
Lip
the end
sync
of
was
this.
good.
Yeah.
Nira and Jada. I thought this was again, this was really good, but it was the energy was off. The energy was off for me.
It
And I
was
was like,
fine. Like, they
it
both
was
did,
fine. Yeah.
a serviceable, okay, like a good job,
Yeah.
But it wasn't anything. Like, it was fine.
It was
But Nira, I think, did a little, like, slightly better for me. But like,
yeah. It wasn't anything
but Jada did
spectacular.
better in this season. So like for this one, because it was like kind of meh and just okay, I didn't really care which one of the two went through because I think Nira did better on the lip sync and Jada did better on the season. So like either way, okay.
Yeah. They wanted the showdown. They wanted the showdown between Aurora and Nira, and that's why Nira won this lip sync, which is fine. It was
But then why
fine.
did they give them that finale song? If you're
Right.
gonna rig for that to have two great dancers, then why not give them like
Okay,
what
because I
are
want to
we
talk. We could talk about
doing?
that. The finale song, I
I
hate.
can't.
I
can't.
I it
I'm so
because
happy we're talking about this and you're on my side. We're on the same side.
yes,
Because I
because
can't.
I was so upset because like I first of all I didn't know the song, so I'm like, okay, maybe
Me
it's
neither.
it's a
But
good
the song
song.
is fine. It's
Song is
not a bad song.
fine, but it's like
But not for this.
if you're going to give us Nira versus Aurora, put a
In
song,
matching
matching
jumpsuits.
outfits
Oh my
and
god.
everything. Give us a song that they could just get down to.
Like Pussycat Dolls.
Put
Like
something that's just
something.
because both of them are really sexy, very sensual dancers, and it was gonna be give them something like that. Give them buttons or give us something like something sexy that they can dial. They can whip their hair, they can spin it around, they can toot it up, and they can do some things, and they didn't. And it was like this was supposed to be
It was
like
anticlimactic.
it was very anticlimactic because it was like this is supposed to be the lip sync of the lip syncs of all lip syncs. This was gonna be number one on my end of the year lip sync, and it wasn't even the best of this season. It wasn't even the best of this season. It wasn't even close to the best of this season. That was Michaela and Aurora. Why would that wasn't even it was a height. It was so anticlimactic for a finale lip sync. I was like, and I'm watching it like, okay, I'm waiting for it because I watched who win. I know who won before I watched it, and I'm like, I'm waiting. That's it.
And like they were, they did what like they were
Serviceable, good.
But like, yeah. But I enjoyed the season overall.
I did.
But like, it was just disappointing.
I just
The
didn't
girls
like
did the best that they could. The queens did the best that they could. But
the queens are always fabulous and they're
this cast is
amazing.
amazing.
The cast is amazing. They did amazing, and it's just like, but choices in this finale were not the right choices in this finale for what production needed to choose. They didn't choose well, and I'm like, it just felt anticlimactic for such a great season. Like, end it with a bang. You got two fire dancers in your finale, two amazing lip syncers in your finale. Give them an amazing lip sync song so they can just blow it out the park. We should be talking about this for weeks and weeks after this in the
It should have
finale.
been a moment.
It should have been
we
a
deserved
moment.
it. The queens deserved it. The season deserves it. The Canada franchise deserved it. Their
Yes.
first All Stars.
It deserved it.
It's such a deserving winner as well because
Yes.
I don't want this to take away from her win because
No.
deserving yes.
I feel like
That's why it's so frustrating because
It is
of the whole.
yes.
It makes it even more. Anyway.
Ugh. it was the best. But I feel like Aurora is a deserving winner. She won hands down the best of this season. Good job, girl.
Amazing.
Amazing. I'm so proud of you. Um, but I yeah, it was a great season overall. I enjoyed it. I was entertained the entire time.
Hmm.
These girls deserved everything, and I hope they had a fun time making this season. It was just really, really good. So, Canada All Stars, you entertained me. You owe me nothing except a
Overall, great season.
overall a great season
Yeah,
for sure,
absolutely.
for sure. But
Oh, can I just say quickly before we move on, because
yes,
I wanted to say it when I came in and I literally forgot because that's just who I am. Since David is not here today, I decided to represent him by two things. One, wearing a cute shirt of his favorite
favorite
movie.
favorite movie. Period.
Period. So he's a little bit here with us,
Hmm.
with that. This is for you, Dave.
Period. He'll love it.
Yes.
Now, let's move on to a really great finale to a pretty decent uh design challenge.
Hmm.
It was decent, but it wasn't the best for me.
Right.
It
The
was it was
concept, the
the
idea, like
concept
love
was
it.
good. Love the
Yeah.
concept.
Yes.
But let's talk about it because
Hmm.
Down Under, go check out our recap that we did. It's good. It's good. It's a good panel. I highly recommend. I don't know why I feel like you should go check out that panel, but it was good. Um it was a good episode. I think I like the whole idea of the Franken drag, runway where you had to take each girl was asked to bring in three of their looks from home, and then they got put in pairs to and one of the girls each had to pick one of the looks from their partner or other person, and then that had to create one look from all three looks.
Hmm.
Confused? Did I say it all? I got it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought this concept was very, very interesting. It's like, okay, three and one. And I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, I thought because we had something similar in the sense of having to deconstruct something to make another look, right? Either
Hmm.
from your own look, like just one look, but adding the fact that it's three of your own looks that you bring from home, and then you have to swap with someone else. Like I, the everything that they added to this challenge that we kind of were already familiar with, I think made it more exciting and interesting to watch.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, I also love that Michelle was on theme on the runway with the theme of
I,
the thing with as Bride of Frankenstein. I
okay,
love that.
wait. I'm gonna say, what did you think of Michelle's outfit? Because on the panel earlier today,
I loved it
we had
personally.
some back and forth. I personally loved it too. Me, see, River, we are on the same page. I was like, and I'm going to be interested to see hear your thoughts about some of these looks. But
Hmm.
I was on the page of I really liked Michelle's look. I thought it was great. I love the spooky vibe that she was giving off. The other people on the
Because it doesn't
panel,
take away from the girls, because they're
right?
not asked to do a Bride of Frankenstein look or Frankenstein or whatever. It's just in theme, so she's not taking away from anyone either from the queens.
Yeah. The other people on the panel, Mike and Misha, calling you out, they didn't like it. They didn't like it. They didn't like it. So
It's okay;
it's
they have
okay.
every right to be wrong.
Every right to be wrong. Every right.
We're
But
all wrong for once in a while. It's okay.
it's okay. And they just chose to do it today. Um anyway, so I really liked it. So the pairings were Lala and oh gosh.
Wait, okay. I know it was Vibe and Coco.
Vibe and
It
Coco,
was
Floor
Estea
and Miss
and Art.
Art, Miss Jade
Hmm.
So and Floor,
And then
and
Lala and Michael.
Michael. I
Yes.
know. Yes, Michael Rudley.
Michael
Um,
Maroon.
So everybody all picked it. My favorite part of the whole picking and things when they were picking was Lala was like, "Ah, Michael, he picked that. That was he picked the one that
I'm
I
gonna
was
get
going to
this
use.
cheetah print, and then Michael was like, you know what? Let me get this
Like
cheetah
I was
print.
going to choose the cheetah. I was going to. Okay, girl.
And you know what's funny? The look that Lala initially had, that was the cheetah print, had a lot of cheetah. The one
Hmm.
she stole had just a little bit, and then so Michael ended up having more cheetah than they initially had, and Lala had.
Exactly. I was like, that was
Okay.
that was peak funny to me. Like I loved it. I loved it. But so it was a lot of chatter about, Flora was a little bit out of a shape about Vibe picking them.
Picking her lipstick.
And it's like, oh, okay.
Oh,
Well,
and also, Art said that she's like, "Oh, Floor, I kept you because I want to compete against the best, and I can't wait to beat you."
oh, I can't wait to beat you.
Real, love it.
I loved it. I love that they decided to go that way.
Mhm.
Um, you know, this was I said this in the recap, but I like a design challenge where we say it when we're in the workroom, when they're doing workroom stuff. It's really about the workroom making the designs. We see them making the designs in the design challenge. It wasn't a bunch of fluff. It wasn't like they were trying to win their Emmy moment and everybody was talking about the worst of the things or the best of the things. They stuck to the most talking they did in that workroom during the work was the walkthrough with Michelle,
Mhm.
which they did have moments because the moment between Lala and Michelle and Michael was so
So
relatable,
sweet.
so sweet, so relatable. I was like, I know what you mean. Like Lala saying that she's actually living her dream right now. Like, what are your dreams? I'm living that because my dream was to get out the hood and be successful in whatever I did. And now I'm successful in this drag world because I've been on this show not once, not twice, but three times that they saw something in me to keep bringing me back. So I am living my dream, and I'm like, yes,
Love it.
I love seeing people
And
like,
you know what I loved, even like not more, but like what I also loved on top of that
mm-hmm,
is after Lala said all of that, she said, "Yes, like in the sense of I have already accomplished my dream, but I
hmm,
still have other goals. But as of
yes,
my biggest dream," and I thought that was
yes,
so real because I like for different reasons and a different, but like I
mm-hmm,
feel that's the sentiment that I have with my life. Like
mm-hmm,
my biggest dream, I'm living my dream life. Like I've
mm-hmm.
achieved the life that I've always wanted. Doesn't mean that I don't have goals and
No,
things I want to achieve, things that I want to do. Like, but that was so. I thought that was so cool because it's at the same time being happy with what you have, like
yes,
living with content, right?
mm-hmm,
But not letting that stop you from still going after other things. But you
yeah,
don't have that feeling of you're going after those things because you need to, but because you want to.
exactly.
It's different. I don't know. I thought
It
that
was
moment
beautiful.
was yeah.
And to stop and say, to realize, yeah, I'm living my dream. I'm happy with this life that I am living, and take time to stop and smell the roses. Like think about
Because
you
we're
you're
always
able
like go go
right
go,
instead
right?
of going, and you need to stop and take the fruits of your labor. Like, and I love that she is like, yeah, I did that. I'm very proud of myself, and I'm okay. Now on to the next dream, the next goal in my life, what I want to do. You never stop moving, but you just keep moving the goalpost. Like this is my next goal. Okay, I achieved that. That's my next goal. So I love that. It was such a great moment between that happened. But that was the most talking that was
Yeah.
happening in the workroom was the walkthrough with Michelle. And then it was like the next day, everybody was tired, but they was like, let's get ready. Let's do this. We got a runway to put on. And bam, right to the runway. And I was like,
Mhm.
I'm happy with that. I love that. I don't need a lot of fluff. I don't need a lot of talking, I don't want drama. I don't need that. We need
Yeah. unless something like naturally happens during the
Mm-hmm.
process of the challenge, or like something just comes up, right? Then
Mm-hmm.
yes. Because
Yeah.
I love I really enjoy, as someone that is a like a beginner sewer, but
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy it. I do like basic stuff for myself. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing like basic tank tops and shit. But I just enjoy the process of watching them come up with their ideas. Like the when Jade was drawing her outfit, like the whole. I just enjoy watching the whole process of design. So I'm with you. I usually love design challenges.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we get out on the runway. Blue hydrangea is in the building. We'd love to see it. Um, and I thought the runway had some very high highs and some very low lows.
Well, I will say that I think everyone had at least a presentable look.
Mm-hmm.
There were problems with construction and different in different things, but everyone was able to present something, right? And they had
Mm-hmm.
either had a great concept but lacking in execution, or vice versa. Like,
Mm-hmm.
right? It was like very well done, but kind of simple concept. So I enjoyed the runway. I don't think it was the best
Mm-hmm.
design challenge, but I thought it was good enough. It
Right.
was solid. Yeah.
Okay.
I
So.
only I only had really like two. I had one like standout,
Mm-hmm.
and another person that I really enjoyed, and everyone else did fine or kind of bad.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you to give me your high highs because
Hmm.
on the panel, and y'all can go check out what I thought because I'm not going to tell you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to tell you. But um, what it was different. It was a differing panel, and so I would love to hear your thoughts on who was your highs this
Okay.
week.
Um. So my favorite was Miss Jade So,
Period.
because here's the thing. For me, the challenge is transforming the materials.
Mm-hmm.
That's that is one of the biggest parts of the challenge. Of course, you have to transform the materials. You need to sell the garment, right? And then we have like design slash construction, right? Uh, there's different elements to this challenge. I think she did the best in everything. I think
Mm-hmm.
concept was great. I think the execution, the silhouette, it was just the way she transformed the materials, the way that she used each of them. It was just so smart. It's so well done. It was amazing. And I love that she's hiding as well. That like she's not saying that she's good at it. I love it.
She's like,
I
I'm
love it.
not telling y'all I went to design school. I'm not telling you
Mhm.
that. That's okay.
And it's
So
not just
that
that, like the styling as well, the way she sells it on the runway. It's the whole
yes,
package. Yeah.
that's
But
what
I
I said.
also my second was Michael. I enjoyed
Okay.
what Michael
Yes.
did, but I think
Yes.
it was solid, good, well, like good concept. I like that she was like, I'm gonna use mostly the cheetah fabric, but I'm gonna incorporate the other looks in other ways, not in the material, but with the silhouette, with this, with that. And I thought that was a really interesting way
Mm-hmm.
to approach the challenge as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So who were your low lows or not so
Um,
great?
so I love this queen. I was
Mm-hmm.
introduced to her in the season.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see her back for however many times. Just
Mm-hmm.
anytime I will enjoy her being on my screen. But Estrella,
Yep.
I I can't. And the fact that she thought she could be in the top, I love it's
I,
so
I
funny. I
love her
love it. It's the
delusion. I love her
it's
delusion.
I'm obsessed. I'm
I
obsessed.
love her. I love her so much. I too was introduced to her this
Truly
season, and I'm
love
like,
it.
I love her. I am a fan. You can count on me as a fan for that, Australia.
Hmm.
She's so refreshing. She brings such joy and positivity and light into the workroom. I love her. I want to see more of her.
Hmm.
But this was not
And here's
good.
the thing. She's one that I said like it was either the concept was good and the execution wasn't. I liked her idea
Mm-hmm.
of what she wanted to do. I saw where she was going. Did she get there? Not really,
Right.
but something happened along the way, right?
Along the way.
But the idea I think was good.
Yeah.
You know, I I like someone that has a like a good concept and swings big and misses. Like I prefer that than something kind of boring and safe.
Good. Yeah. And another was that the only low or
Well, after was Lala.
oh.
Like it wasn't terrible, you
Mm-hmm.
know, but to me, again, it goes to transforming the materials. The fact that she just switch the dress around and like she didn't do much to transform the materials. Did she look
Mm-hmm.
good? Yes, she
Mm-hmm.
looked good, you know. um but it was just because I'm thinking of um what the challenge was asking for in
Mm-hmm.
that way. um and then after I would have Coco, just because I thought it wasn't bad. She looked good. It
Mm-hmm.
was fine. It was a fine look. But again, the transformation of materials, and it was kind of simple.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I
wasn't horrible, but
okay. So Jade was my top. I like
mhm.
Jade and I like Michael was my second. Um, if I was going to pick third, it probably would have been Floor.
Floor, yeah,
Yeah,
me
it would
too.
probably been Floor. Um, I would have put in the bottom, it would have been Australia. Um, it would have been uh Vibe, unfortunately, because I love Vibe, but that pink was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. And then honestly, I would have put Art Simone
Oh,
because
I see.
I thought it was boring. I was like, is it was it constructed well? Yes.
Yeah,
Was it was it tailored? Like did it fit well? Yes. But I feel like you could pick that dress up at any rack or Amazon, like could have shipped that dress. It was like it just didn't. It was boring, and then I didn't like the hair because it like gave me helmet head. Like I didn't
it
like it.
was very Polly Pocket,
Yeah, but I
which I
love
like.
the
But
colors.
I agree with you. Like I wouldn't have her in the bottom. She was safe for me.
Safe,
She
safe.
was
Like she
safe.
wouldn't
She
be my
was safe.
bottom two.
Yeah,
No, she would. She was definitely
yeah.
safe.
She was
But
my number 4.
mm,
Yeah, so
hmm.
safe. You know, but
Yeah,
sure, I
but
guess.
yeah.
But I like her, so I don't care. You know, it's
I,
whatever.
I, I get it, and I do like her too. I do like her too. But yeah, it was just that I just didn't like it. But the judges, who are we? We ain't the judges, and the judges seem to like her, and they gave her her third win next to Miss Jade. So I was like, oh, okay,
Sure.
sure, whatever. So now. This is the part that I find so funny. When we went back to Untucked and they were talking,
Mhm.
the conversations between Jade and Australia, I was like, oh, this one is, they seem like they vibing. I think Jade likes Australia. I think Jade might save Australia because of, the world and then the whole, I think she just really bonded with her and liked their bond or whatever, and what she was talking about in her confessions. Like, I've bonded with her. We like each other. I like her. I think she's great. Da da da. So I'm like, okay, so Jade is probably going to pick Estrella, and Art is going to pick Vibe because that is her down under sister. That's how Art has been playing this whole time. She doesn't like voting out her Australian, her down under sister. So great. And so I'm like, okay, cool. So we know what's going to happen if whoever wins this lip sync. If Australia, if Art Simone wins, Vibe is staying. If Jade wins, Australia is staying. So I'm like, okay, I fully went into this lip sync feeling like I know what's gonna happen depending on who wins. And when Jade and Art went going, I felt like Art was like, I don't really like the song. It was two things. It was either she didn't like the song or she didn't know the song. And we found out, or I found out on the panel today because Misha listened to Art Simone's interview. She didn't like the song. She didn't like the song. She doesn't like the song. And so she's like,
It must be really hard to perform to a song that you don't connect to. Like
yes.
I know it also, like, of course it's a job, they have to do it, whatever, but like
Mhm.
I understand the
Yeah, I
sentiment.
get it. I do. I get it. I don't like singing songs that I don't like singing, and I'm like, I don't find this, don't connect to it. So I'm like, all right, here we go. But I found out she didn't like the song, and it showed because I was watching it before I knew that information. I was watching, I was like, something is off. We've seen Art perform a lip sync twice, and something is off about this lip sync. Come find out she don't like it. So I understood what was going on. So, but I thought this was a fine lip sync. Jade did fine. She did well. Art just wasn't in it. Her head wasn't in it. Her heart wasn't in it. And I don't think she wanted to have that third win and be a threat that Target to build even more. So she
Mhm.
kind of underperformed, and Jade performed, and Jade won. I thought the lip sync was okay though. It wasn't anything
It was fine.
spectacular. It was fine. It
It was all right.
was all right. But baby, I just knew. I'm like, oh shoot, we finna lose
The way
vibe.
Lana, okay, so here's the thing. I also thought, I mean, I wasn't sure, right? After every, I wasn't sure, but I watched the lip sync like this. When the lip sync was over, the way I was shaking Lana,
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like, so worried that that vibe was gonna
I
be eliminated.
I was convinced, baby.
I
I
do
was
not remember the
convinced.
last time that I was this
Never.
worried,
I
like
have never
nervous.
been this scared.
It's crazy. Oh my god, it was so intense. And the way I was so relieved, but also sad because I love
Yes,
it's like, but the way I was like, oh my god, my reaction, it was so intense. I don't know how to describe it. I don't vibe,
baby. Baby, if they
that's
had
my
a
girl.
camera on
Oh my
me
god.
when I was watching that, y'all would have been like, "Oh, this girl's crazy because she is acting like this is her on that stage." I was like, "Oh my god, oh my
Suddenly I
god,
understand
oh
sports and why
right."
men do the
I
shit. I'm
understand.
like, that was me.
I was like, oh my god, Vibe's gone. Oh my god, no, Vibe is. Oh, I can't. And
My
baby,
heart was
oh,
oh my god.
it
Mm-mm.
was like I was watching the Super Bowl. I was like, oh my God, it's 1 second or it's 5 seconds left, and we throwing a Hail Mary, and it's like, is he gonna catch it? I felt that, and I was like, oh my God. But when she pulled out that lipstick and it said Australia, I said,
The sigh of relief.
oh, I
Oh
could
my god,
not see my
Lana.
girl Vibe go.
The way I would have thrown something at my
I,
TV. Like I would
I
have,
would have threw,
those videos of like with the World Cup when a game
and they
loses,
be.
someone loses, and they throw the TV and like stuff. That would have been me. Like throwing the TV out the window. Like I just no.
I could not. Oh my god, I was so relieved. Then I was like, oh, why was that going to come seven? But Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then it was the sadness that came on me because I really, really loved Australia in this season, and I was like, oh, just when I was getting to know who she was, I'm a fan of hers. I love her. I'm gonna go follow her on Instagram after this. I just think she's amazing. She's a breath of fresh air. I would love to see her back on anything
España
else.
All
Like
Stars. Call her back.
Espana
Call
All
her up.
Stars, call her. Like it's so good. I'm so excited for her. But and even on her goodbye, she was so sweet. She was like, Michelle, you can change it. Like,
She was like
oh,
I'm the saddest because I we live so far away and I don't know when I'm gonna see you next.
oh, that took me out. That took
Oh
me
my
out. I was like,
god.
oh my God. Oh my God.
I love her.
I
She's
love her.
so sweet.
I
So
love
sweet.
her. Oh, but I was so relieved with Vibe, and I was so sad with Australia. Ugh, I can't. I love them. I think they're so great. But yeah, that was just the first time that a season they had me clutching my pearls and gagged because
Oh my god.
oof, oof. But overall, great episode, wonderful things, and now we need to get
It's a
into.
fun season. One thing
It's
about
a
Donna,
fun.
it's fun.
It's
It's just fun.
so fun. It's so freaking fun. I was like, I never want to miss Canada. and I never wanted to miss Down Under because
Fuck Latina Royale though.
I mean, no, not that, not that,
Just kidding.
not that. Don't say it, but
No, that's exactly what you said, and don't you deny it.
I did not say that. You're putting words in my mouth. I just said I'm enjoying Down Under a little bit more. Yes, more than Latina Royale, but not because
That's
I
fair.
don't
No,
like
that's
it.
fair. That's fair. That's fair.
But and I will say, I'm Latina Royale, y'all get it together because y'all losing me though. I'm gonna be honest, y'all losing me. Y'all losing me with these episodes.
Look, let's be fair. You have so much to watch and cover. Sometimes a thing or something's gonna be missed along the way, and it's
Latino Royale was missed this week for me. I just
this
could
week.
not. I could not fit it into. I literally watched everything today because I did not have time to watch it this week. So before, like, and I did the Down Under recap. So I literally had to stop,
Right.
do a recap, and then go into. Oh, child, please, my dad.
Working triple shifts, girl. Oh my
But
God.
I didn't watch it this week. I'm still gonna catch up and watch it after this recording is over, so I can be locked in for the week. But River, give us your take on Latino Royale. You get to do the highlight reel this time.
All right. So we're on episode 3.
Mhm.
Abby, we're coming back from elimination, and then we see the reveal of the lipstick of the person that did not win the lip sync. And we see that Abby chose Mariana's lipstick. Well, that makes sense. I could see. Look, I could see it. I get it. Okay. And then they do like something they're doing this season is like they paint each other's face with lipstick to like get revenge, and they're like, playful and all like that. And it's all good, like they don't really like hold a grudge of like, oh, you chose my lipstick, whatever. Of course you don't like it, but it's not like they all understand that like it's part of the game and it's fine. Then we get to the next day and we get the main challenge of this week, and we are doing a girl group. And the theme, I thought the way that they did this was really cool because it was like a villain theme. So it was like two groups that like, it was like the concept was like they hate each other, like, they're rivals was the theme. So I thought that was really fun, and the way that it was like produced on the stage when they had like one group come in and the other, it was well done, and it was like a little slightly different from the like regular girl group. They kind of put like a Latino spin on it with like novella villains and all of that, and like rivalries and stuff. So they have the winner of last week's lip sync, Regina, choose her group first. So we have two team leaders, Regina because she won the lip sync, and Mariana because she survived elimination. So Regina chooses first because she won. And they each choose. So Regina chooses Electra, Mariana chooses Alexis, then Regina chooses Matraca, Mariana chooses Eva. And at this point, I'm like, why is no one choosing Horacio? What is happening here? What is going on? What? Anyway, but finally, Regina chooses Horacio. Then Mariana chooses Desiree. And then we have Tsunami and Abby still as the two left. And I'm like, what is that? Look, it doesn't always have to make sense. And today it did not. It just is what it is. But anyway, then we had Regina choosing Abby, and then Tsunami ended up with Mariana's team. After that, they went, their separate ways to start working on the songs. They were given like two songs that kind of like one blends into the other. So like the first song was going to be one group. The second song was a little bit more upbeat, and it was going to be for the second group. And they had to choose between themselves which group was going to do what song. So they went over the songs, and they talked in the groups, and then talked with the other group to kind of decide who was going to do what. They came to the decision, and they also they chose their team names. So Team Regina is Team Rojo Sangre, and they got the first. No, wait. Oh no, they got the second part of the song, so they got the more upbeat part of the song. And Team Mariana was Team Las Silvagens, and they went with like a animal theme for their group, and they opened the challenge. So they went first, and they got like the like slower song. So they kind of talked about how like the first song kind of lent itself more to you having more to play with the vocally and lyrically, and then the second part had more of a chance for you to shine with choreography. That's kind of, you know, their the way that they saw it, and they chose it. So we went to record the vocals with well, they all wrote their lyrics, right? And then they went to record with Greg and Tyga. And all the like the other team they watched each other, like the other team's recording. And it was like some people struggled, like some people did good and whatever, but I thought Greg and Tyga were great with being the people there guiding them, and they gave very good tips and everything.
Wait, Greg was
Greg
there?
Queen. Yes,
Greg
because she
was
was
on.
there. Because here's the thing: she was there last week out of drag. You know what I think is that the last week's episode was filmed the day that she probably got there. That like she landed with the flight, and maybe that's why like she had to like she landed the flight and had to go straight to recording. Basically, I'm guessing because this was filmed after this episode, and then in this episode she was in drag for the runway.
Okay.
So,
see, I didn't know Greg was
yeah.
there. Okay.
But, you know, out of drag for the recording part, then for the runway, she was in drag. Yeah,
Of course.
But then it was very nice to have like the two winners of Queen of the Universe, both Latinas, both like they're helping with this. It was very fitting. And they did help with like, be a little bit more playful, or like give me more levels, and you know, all of that with guiding, or like, let's remove some words so it sounds better, and you know, those things. So they really did help. But one fun part, Alexis, when the other group was recording, she was being so shady in the back, like with the shady guy. It was so hilarious, and she was not hiding. She's like, she was talking shit the whole time. It was hilarious. I lived. Then we went to record to practice the choreography. So they did the choreography themselves, each group, right? And nothing much happened besides when Mariana's group was rehearsing. Alexis and Desiree they butted heads. They didn't really like argue, but Alexis was kind of the one leading the rehearsal and kind of choreographing and doing things. And Desiree was having a hard time following. So she was like asking a lot of questions, and having a hard time. So it wasn't really like an argument. They were just like, it was just a lot to handle. They struggled a little bit, but it wasn't really like super dramatic. It was just, Alexis was like frustrated. She was like, oh my God. She said Desiree doesn't have a problem with, I don't remember what it was. She said she doesn't have a problem with this. She has a problem focusing, period. I'm like, you know what? I get it. That's just, I'm very much like that sometimes as well. So I get it. And also poor Desiree, like, I mean, she has kind of trauma with this challenge, and she did mention it in Confessionals this episode, because we know with Melina and everything that happened, I'm like, I would too.
Yeah.
Right? It was, oh God, girl.
We remember. The North remembers.
We were there. What a moment.
What a moment.
Girl. And honestly, I don't know if it was because she was so worried about Lana. It was a great episode. Because I'm talking about it, I'm going to have to spoil it. But like, I feel so bad for her, because she kind of manifested something to happen again, and it kind of did. So like, I feel bad, but it's also kind of funny. But she fell on the runway. So and she like fell.
Couldn't even play it off, kind of fall. Like obvious
No, like
fall.
she fell and she stayed down.
Oh,
She did. She stayed down for a while. She was like gagged. She like froze and then she got up, but like, and then she walked out like so hard. It was so. Oh my god! I feel so bad, but here's the thing. One thing my girl will do is give us an iconic moment. Okay, good or bad, she will give us a moment to talk about, and I love her
okay.
for it.
All right.
She was like she's the talk of the episode, in my opinion. Because anyway, so we had we have the runway first. I think we had the runway first, and then we had the challenge. I don't remember. But we'll talk about the runway and then get
Yeah.
into the challenge. So the theme was tribute to my mother.
Uh-huh.
And they had like pictures of the moms next to it. It was
Yes.
really cute. It was really
I
sweet.
saw the I saw the looks. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, these are the looks.
It was overall, I think it was a really good runway.
Mhm.
I don't think anybody had like a bad look. I have favorites and least favorites, but like I think everyone did a serviceable job, in my
Mhm.
opinion. Also, the first thing that came to my mind when I heard the theme was, "Oh, you want to talk about mothers? So you want to talk about?" So, anyway, and I think it's kind of perfect with the theme of the season as well, because like mothers especially in the Latino community is like it's just a thing, like
Yeah.
with the mom and kid relationship is just a huge thing. So yes, love it. Overall, really good runway. My favorites though was Electra. I mean, are we surprised?
Are we
Are we
surprised?
shocked? But it was Electra, Matraca, and Regina. My top 3 looks.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoyed also Horacio's because the look was good, but the presentation told like a full story. It was a little messy with the presentation, but it was still really good. But Electra had like the fabric and the silhouette. It was just, it was amazing. Even her mom's like original look
Yes.
is like, okay, I see.
I see
hit it.
because I was looking at some of the pictures and I'm like, that don't
The
look
bad
like this.
bitchery came from somewhere, and
I
we
see
found
where
it.
that came from. Yeah, your mom ate. Mom ate,
Mhm.
and then Electra turned around and ate right with it. Because like I can tell she was
Dragged it up.
fashionable. Like I
It
know the
was the
mother was
drag version.
fashionable back in her day. That dress is giving fashion. Like she was fashionable in her day, and Electra
Mhm.
just amped it up and dragged it up, and it looks amazing. Yeah,
Incredible.
agreed.
Amazing. Yeah. And then Matraca it was
Oh
also beautiful with the lavender and
yes,
the concept. It was just stunning. Yeah.
I
And
love
then
anybody
Regina,
in
it was just
purple.
like such a stunning dress, like pageant, like it just beautiful, regal, like stunning. Um, and well, okay, I had least favorites, but I didn't like hate any of the looks.
Mm-hmm.
Mariana was very polished. I just didn't like it personally, but like there's nothing really wrong with it. I just don't like the style.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but everyone else looked good. Everyone looked good.
Mm-hmm.
For the challenge, okay, I like this challenge overall. I watched the episode only once, but I watched both of the performances twice. And I just to kind of see who were my favorites because this was a really good challenge. Okay. I had a clear number 1 for me. And then from 2 to 5, they are almost interchangeable. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because from 2 to 5, they were just they were so good. It was just really great. The first team, Regina's team, Rojo Sangre, was better. Well, they were the second group, sorry. They were better overall as a group, but my favorite performance, like singular performance from a queen, was Eva Blunt. It was one of my favorite verses and performances in a girl group in a long time. Like I'm obsessed. I loved it so much. She ate down. So good. The lyrics, the performance, the look, everything. Amazing. Like for me, in my opinion, she was the number 1 hands down when it comes to
Period.
just the challenge, not thinking about the runway, but like in the challenge. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my God. Like nobody, in my opinion, nobody came close.
Ooh.
Everyone did a good job overall, but she was the one. Then in order from 2 to 5, the ones that are like kind of tied for second, like are Matraca, Electra, Horacio, and Tsunami.
Mm.
Either of those queens plus Eva in the top, that's it for me. Like
Right.
I would have been because they all did amazing. My bottom three, I thought Alexis and Mariana did okay, safe. And then my bottom three were Regina because she missed steps. She had good vocals, but she clearly missed like steps,
Mm-hmm.
and made it clear that it wasn't unnoticeable. Yeah. Unfortunately, Desiree was my number 9. Just for the challenge, right? Not
Mm-hmm.
counting the runway. And then Abby, unfortunately, was my least favorite. So you can see I'm not biased. The Brazilians were my least favorites. In the girl group challenge, the Brazilians were my least favorite. So it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I don't think they did bad necessarily, either of them. But in comparison to everyone else, I think they were my least favorite. But overall, it's even like counting the runway, because the runway was also really good. Like my bottom 3 would kind of still be the same, even though Regina had a really good look. Her mistakes were, there's just no way of her not being in the bottom with the mistakes she made in the challenge, even with her look being good.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. The results, this was the first time this season that I was like, what is happening? What is the criteria? What is going on? Like, what are we doing? What do we do? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just everyone did a good job, so it was hard to judge, and it could have gone anyways, whatever. But not in my opinion. But
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen a lot of discourse about it. But I'm just talking about my feelings, because I talked about my results, but the actual results were in the top. It was Alexis, Matraca, and Horacio, with Horacio being called safe and Alexis and Matraca being the top 2. And then in the bottom, Regina ended up then being safe. And then the bottom 2 ended up being Desiree and Mariana. For some reason, I know there is some alleged tea about Mariana and Mexican drag.
Yeah.
Look, the other times that she was in the bottom, I agreed. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. This time, I don't see it. It felt forced to me. It didn't make sense for her to be in the bottom, in my opinion. Even though I didn't like her look, but like she did not, like other people did clearly worse in the challenge. But anyway, I thought it was weird. And I thought the top was like, it just, everything was weird. I don't know. The results didn't feel right, but it's whatever. I don't really expect it to look fair or feel fair or whatever makes sense. It's fine. I want to be entertained, and I am, and the looks are great, and it's fine. But those are the results. So we go back to Untucked, and then we have the bottom 2 talking to the top 2 and pleading their case. Everyone loves Desiree and is talking about how hard it is to see her crying, and like she has a huge heart, and like she really, at least from everyone that we saw during the episodes, like most of the cast really has grown to love her and like really see her heart. And it's kind of, it explains as to why it's the reason why I love her as well. It's just like, yes, I like that, like the drag is fun as well and all of that, but like it's more than that. You know what I mean? It's her energy, it's her heart. And she was crying like because she fell, you know what I mean? Like she felt like it must be so hard because I don't know. I really felt for her. And when you think about it, like she has a better track record than Mariana, but I don't think Mariana should have been in the bottom either. So like for me, it was kind of a hard decision if it were up to me as well. Of course, I would have saved her, you know what I mean? Because I would have gone with my heart. But like, I understand why the top two queens would have a hard time making the decision, right? Matraca and Desiree, like they have we see that they have like a friendship, and Matraca's talking about how much she loves Desiree, and it was like they were hugging each other, and I was like, oh my god, my two faves. It was such a sweet moment. Then we get to the lip sync, and I thought the lip sync was fine.
Mm-hmm.
This week, all of the lip syncs were like, okay. I don't know what happened, but like, it was all right. It wasn't bad. It was fine. I preferred what Alexis did slightly more, but Matraca ended up winning the lip sync, and she chose, yes, congratulations, Matraca. And she chose his lipstick. Everyone was so sad, and Greg, I love Greg Queen because that's her mother.
Mm-hmm.
And Greg tries to save Desiree with the card. Like she pulls up the card, and then Lolita and Tiger are like, sorry, it needs to be a unanimous decision, unfortunately, whatever. And then even with Greg putting up the card, she goes home. It's really sad, but I don't disagree, unfortunately.
Right.
I'm sad about it, but it makes sense. It is what it is.
Yeah.
This is a strong cast. But she was the narrator of the season for the time that she was here. That's for sure. She gave us great moments, as I knew that she would,
Of course.
And at least when it comes to her looks, like maybe not this one necessarily, it wasn't bad, but when it comes to her looks, she really was able to show in this showing of hers that she did elevate her style and her looks. And, I think if she's given more opportunities to make more money and have more resources, I feel like, we're only going to see more growth. I hope they bring her back for whenever they do Brazilian All-Stars. Or literally anything else. Anytime, please just cast her again in anything.
Period. Absolutely. I look, I love Desiree. So anytime we can see Desiree back on the screens, I'm here for it. But we do have one more piece of news. So just let's get to the news. So we do have our confirmed cast for RuPaul's Drag Race UK and season 8 and King of Drag season 2. So we're gonna get into it, and I'm sure I knew you were going to disappear. I should have planned for that a little bit better, but I didn't. But here you come. Come on in. Just come on in. There you go.
Not the trap door.
I seriously gave you the trap door because I forgot that, we need to do that. But here is our cast for RuPaul's Drag Race UK season 8. And you can go check out our cast assessment. We did our cast assessment. It is out right now, so you can go check that out. Honestly, I'm excited for season 8. These queens look like they are going to be giving it. Some of them I'm super excited about, and some of them I just can't wait to get to know. I mean, I want to get to know all these queens. I don't know any of these people, but I'm excited after watching them meet the queens. I'm like, okay, I'm getting there. I'm excited. So I love a new season. I love getting to know new queens, figuring out who's my faves and who I'm gonna stand this season. So.
I think this is an interesting cast. I didn't. They're all new to me. I watched them meet the queens. I thought it's an interesting, diverse cast. It seems like some of them kind of work in the same scene, kind of know each other. There seems it's going to be like some Soho versus something. They're building up to some possible drama, and I like that. And I think this cast seems like they're gonna be fun to watch, like
Yes.
entertaining. The one queen that stood out the most to me though was KY Kelly. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
love, immediately love that bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
She was definitely a fave amongst the panel as well. So yeah.
mhm.
Interesting. I can't wait to see what they all bring to this season. It starts at the end of September, I think. So yeah, let's be on the lookout for that. And then for our cast for King of Drag season 2 is out, and again, I'm super excited because number one, we had a very successful season 1 of King of Drag, and so I'm so excited about that. But two, I'm interested to know these kings because baby, I do like the whole concept of King of Drag. We're going to get new hosts. We're going to get a bigger budget. We're going to have, it's just going to be fun. And the people at Reverie have already gave us the scoop of this is going to be good. So I'm excited about that. And I'm excited to meet these kings.
Hmm. I think Lollygag is such a great name.
It's a great day.
It's such a good name. Also, is it just me or does Papi Kulo kind of low key look like Miss Vanjie a little bit?
Ooh,
Just a little bit though.
okay.
From this
Oh,
angle, at least, in this picture.
I'm excited. I'm excited about King of Drag. I cannot wait. Hopefully, we get some interviews to talk to these kings. That will be so much fun because, you know, we're very much a fan of the kings. But
Love Drag Kings.
also, we do have another cast, which is going to be coming out on, well, later on today that I'm excited about. Um, and usually we don't talk about, LRGs and things, here on this channel or on any of our channels, but we're going to be talking about it here because there's some special people involved in this one. Myself, I did a thing, you guys. And so when y'all see this video, it will be dropping, the cast will be dropping actually at the exact same time this video drops, I think it was, or maybe an hour before this video drops, is going to be dropping. But so, yeah, I did a thing over this a while ago, a couple of months ago, and so it is called The Mole Ohio, and I am a part of that cast, and it will be dropping. And so you guys can watch it. It'll be on YouTube. Go follow The Mole Ohio on YouTube so you know when the videos drop. But the cast assessment and the cast release, the cast is going to be released by the time you see this video. And yeah, go check me out. I'm gonna repost it and everything. And so yeah, go see how I did and see if I how I it's my first ever LRG. Never did an LRG, a live, live game. And my first mole game ever to play. So it was a new experience and it was fun, but go check out and see how you think I did. So that'll be coming out tomorrow. Well, today. Yeah, that'll be coming out today. So check it out. But next week, America's Got Talent has it moves to 2 nights a week, on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So I mean, it's not going to change the coverage here. We're still going to cover it on this show. But they have 2 episodes a week. And La Mas Draga, Solo Las Mas, returns for its finale next week. So go check out the finale episode and we'll talk about that next week as well. But thankfully, we are good to go here. We did not keep y'all for 4 hours this week. We only
Not
kept
even
you,
three.
not even three. I'm telling y'all, we working it out. We streamline it. We go do our best to keep it under to not do 4 hours again. But um it
Well,
was
now we
fun.
lost the show. We lost the show, and there's no addition, so that's good too.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yet. No
Well,
addition yet.
solo las mas, we will have
True.
that in there. So one day we go just lose a show and not have additional shows. One day we're gonna be able to do that. But thank you all so much for watching. We truly, truly appreciate it. River, thank you for joining me for the drag part of
Thank
the
you for
channel
having me.
because I just couldn't do this all by myself, this whole thing. And David, hurry up and get back here. We like hurry up. Like stop leaving me. And we thank you all for watching. We appreciate you the most. Now you all can stay. I appreciate you more than David. Like if he doesn't come back, I appreciate you guys. But no, I'm just kidding. Thank you for watching. We truly appreciate it. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. We are still trying to get 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. We are halfway there. I see y'all joining. I thank you for joining. You are definitely, definitely doing a big one by joining us. So I do love you and thank you. Um, Follow us on this channel. Follow all the channels. The Cup ESC, they are doing their thing talking about Asian Eurovision Song Contest. Um, at the Cup Pod, doing all the good things with drag. They're talking drag all the time, so they got a lot going on over there. Follow us on our audio podcast links. Join our Patreon. Follow us on all of our socials at the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. And please join our Instagram, new Instagram for the Cup TV at the cup.tv. So you can get all you can stay afloat on all of the stuff we're doing and all of the the schedule. It comes out every
Mhm.
Monday. That's what I'm trying to say. So, our schedule comes out every Monday. So you will never, never be without knowing what we're doing, when videos drop, when we're going live, all those things. Follow us, subscribe, like, share, comment on these videos. That keeps us in the algorithm. That pushes us out in the algorithm. Comment, like, share, do the things. Give us a super thanks. Hype up this video, anything. We appreciate it all. And we're going to get out of here. Oh, and get your cup mug too, because why not? Get your cup mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com. Go touch that right side of the screen over there. And we're going to get out of here because, boy, we are done. And I'm tired. And River's tired. And I'm just tired. So thank you so much for joining. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Bye.